Yo, yo, yo. To anyone tuning in a little bit early, I'll send the link out to a couple people. All right, we'll run through a little bit of the stuff today. I'm going to go ahead and update this here. Chad got his first dub. Huge pickup. He is going to move to 1-5. Nice one for him. And he won by 7. So we'll go -4, -3 more. That's going to be 27. He's got a move ahead of Wiley. He's going to move into first place, I think, actually. Or not first place, not last place is what I mean. Let's see. So now we got that, and then Omar lost. So Omar's going to go to 2-4, 2-6. He lost by 7, so he's going to go to 26, right? Yeah. Brutal. There's your new standings, man. New playoff names right here, man. That's crazy. So Andrew's off the cut right now. Omar's off the cut right now. Both of these guys were at the top of our bracket at one point in the league. Both these guys were in first place at one point. They're now in the playoffs. I think that's a lot of parity. Chad and Wiley now having a little bit of conflict here at last place. Chad's going to be edging out Wiley. Wiley's going to move into 10th place as the first week. Chad has not been in last. That's a huge, huge deal for Chad. Brandon, for the first time, going to move into playoff contention. Made the big play with the Chargers. Had a huge win this week. Williams solidly in there as well. In 5th place, Rohan taking another tough loss today. Didn't really affect him, though. He stayed the exact same in the standings. Will picking up a tight win. Rohan's just kind of been cursed, man. I think Rohan's one of the best teams we have for sure. But really just hasn't been able to break through with a lot of the wins. But I know he'll get something started going in the future. Will, like I said, picking up the big win. He's kind of a tight point differential every week, but he's winning, so it doesn't really matter. He's 5-1. I'm 5-1 as well. Clay's also 5-1. Clay's edging me out in point differential by 2 today. He had a tight game with William. William hard-fought game, so definitely a potential playoff matchup with some of these teams. And then, we've got a lot of change coming up. Brandon with the Chargers now. Wiley with the 49ers now in last place after the trade. We'll see if that ends up working out for him. They played each other today, and he lost to Brandon, so take that for what you will. Omar with the loss. Andrew with the loss. These are all our guys that are protesting and complaining, too, by the way, except for Wiley. Wiley's staying true to the league. Wiley's a true fan. But everybody but Wiley right here, you can see these are the guys that are protesting. These are the guys complaining. So, I mean, if you're going to sit down and think about who really has to moan, it's the people who suck. So, when you sit down and think about it, that could have a lot to do with it. But Andrew, I know he's going to want to change a lot of things and hopefully get some things back up off the ground. Omar really going to need to pick himself up as well. But Chad, picking up the first win, man, I really am proud of him. He made some changes this week, and I think he's going to be able to turn around a little bit, potentially make a push for that playoff spot. But, I mean, you can see it's tight in here, man. Taking one of these teams and I'm putting up against a Rohan, a Clay, a me, a Will, Brandon, it's going to be some tough matchups, and somebody's going to have a tough out at the end of the year. So we'll see how that goes. Looking over here at some of the games next week, you can see kind of here on down here on week 7. We'll zoom in with that a little bit. Here's some of the games you got next week. We got SFL Wiley at SFL Will. So Wiley's going to be looking to break that 1-5. Will's got a potentially easy matchup, it looks like, for him. He's 1-5. Will's 5-1. Will could potentially pick up an easy win and go to 6-1 because look, later on down here, me and Clay are playing each other. One of us got to have a loss after that. One of us just got to lose. So if Will can pick up an easy win, he could move into first place. The winner of this game as well could also be in first place actually as well. So Will might need a big win. But that's probably our first place game next week between me and Clay down there. So I'm really excited for that one. I think it's gonna be a hard fought battle. This week, like I said, 2 guys fighting to get into the playoffs. It's going to be SFL Omar at SFL Andrew. That game's going to be hard fought. We got SFL Rohan at SFL Chad. Rohan had another heartbreaking loss this week. Chad had his first win. So I know both those guys are going to be looking for a rebound for Chad. Like, it would really be tough to take another L right now. We're going to 1-6, but hopefully he'd be able to correct that. So we'll see. That game should be interesting. Like I talked about, me and Clay next week, I think that's going to be a huge matchup. I'm really excited to watch that one, see how it turns out. And then our game of the week next week, 2 old roommates, 2 good guys, two guys right next to each other in the standings. Their teams have looked great all year. Brandon's kind of had the edge, Williams kind of had the edge in point differential, but Brandon's recently made some big trades, man, so I'm really excited about that game. Williams going to be going on the road. We'll be in LA in the Chargers Stadium. I know Brandon will be excited for that, man. Those guys are going to be loving to talk smack to each other, and they've been great all year, 3-3, both in the same standings. Hey, look, it's when to go home, man. One of those teams is going to go to 4-3, one's going to go to 3-4, and that's going to potentially impact where you are with the standings. So I think a lot of things can change here in the next weeks. But hey, man, if you are tuning into anything, I appreciate it. If you are tuning into the streams, watching any of the funny videos, tuning into any of this, man, I really appreciate it. Any kind of support's fun. It's fun for all of us. I've enjoyed doing this so far through 6 weeks, man. That's crazy to say. But we got 10 more weeks to go. Some of us talked about it, some of the changes coming up, potentially after the trade deadline. So after week 10 is the trade deadline. So weeks 11 through 16, the last 6 weeks there, we're going to be up in the minutes to 10 minutes a quarter. I think that's a pretty significant change. Kind of go ahead and emphasize the playoff atmosphere, and then we determine that all playoff games are going to be 15 minutes long. I think that kind of eliminates some of the clock management aspects of, that kind of have a bigger impact when you have less overall time in the game. So we're going to try to mitigate that, lengthen the games out, give you guys the ball a few more times, and see how that kind of shakes things up. But like I said, that'll start in week 12, and then it'll be 15 minutes going into the playoffs. But like I said, man, thanks to y'all for tuning in. Continue to watch, support, have fun, pick a team, follow them, support them. Keep watching. I appreciate it, guys.